Okay, so my name is Nonto and I'm a composer. I am from Edinburgh originally, but I've been living in London. And I am here to do my PhD in composition. While I was living in London, I also used to do music production workshops and also creative coding workshops, primarily for women and gender minorities. So I've just arrived here literally 2 days ago, so I haven't yet found where I'm going to do things, but this is like a great opportunity for me to find a place to do the things that I've been doing. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I came off the subway at Newkirk Plaza and I walked around and past, there's another church a couple of blocks away. So I knew I was coming to a church and I was just really excited about the prospects of a community centre in a church, because I think churches are always in a location where they're needed because they were built for the community, So just seeing how the church relates to the area around it, and I didn't really see much. I don't know the area at all. I'm completely fresh off the boat, so this is like an outsider's perspective. But I didn't see any community resources around on my walk over here. So I just was really excited. I could immediately see the possibility. I have had and not had space, and I know what it's like to struggle, to have ideas, to have people around you, but space is always a thing that is like the missing ingredient that makes possibilities that can help you improve your life. So I was just excited and very optimistic, and I think I also read a little bit about the project, so I had a sense of what they're trying to do, and I think that it will be just very valuable and it's much needed. There's many ways to answer that question for me, and I think I have a more kind of technical outlook, so I'm interested in making things and solving problems within the kind of music field, so instruments for people with disabilities and things like that. But I'm also really interested in forming social connections. And again, through the kind of prism of what I do, something that I would love to do. I know one exists out west. I don't know if there's one on the East Coast, and I think the reason there hasn't been one is because there isn't a space for it. It's like a synth library where people can borrow musical instruments and take them out and use them and return them and try and get companies to donate. Generally they're up for doing that. So yeah, I'd love to do that, and then have a space where people can borrow instruments. I can teach people to make music. We can learn from each other, and also synths are a great pathway into learning about science and technology. So through playing with synths, some people could be interested in how they're made or how to code one and that kind of thing. So I just would love to have a corner and a shelf where I could stack some synths and have a desk and make that happen. Yeah. I think community live in an area whose lives overlap, for their lives to become activated and actualized. So it's really important to have belonging, to have recognition, mutual respect, having your this thing that I call esteem, that is people know who you are, they understand what they're about, they get you. And I think that really takes people away from living at the kind of level of subsistence where you're getting by, you're fulfilling your basic needs, and actually I want to start something, I want to make something happen or build something, an object. And community is actually really foundational to bringing people up to that level. Yeah.
And having access to collaborate with people too.
Yeah, and absolutely, at a more kind of, there's a more philosophical way to answer that question, and then there's also just the most immediate thing is, having the people around you to make things happen, right? You want to do something, do you have the people, do you have the support? Is there an audience? And it all stems from community, and it can be done deliberately and it can be done not deliberately. And I think it's really nice that the people who are building this project are trying to create a community that's based on like an intention for good, because often you build community with the people who live around you in your neighborhood, because you need that. You need to have those connections, but it doesn't have the purpose, and there's not like that drive to make the world a better place for yourselves. So it's nice when it's coming from a place of good intention, and it's absolutely amazing that the resources are there for this to happen. I think it could just unlock so much potential. Again, I'm saying within the community, but it's not always a given that people who live in the same area are a community. But hopefully, unlocking that human potential and just making this a better area for everybody to live and have a fulfilled existence. Yeah.